Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our Finding Value donations portfolio. I did make a couple additions to the portfolio, and I like to give you guys updates so you know exactly what I am doing. I don't want to do something and not share it with you guys so you can understand. And I know some people were asking, what am I going to do with the donations? I don't exactly know yet, but we have spoken about potentially doing something for the Finding Value channel. So if you guys are subscribers, if you donate to the channel, I'll put it in this fund. And perhaps this fund will be used for something like a get-together or whatever it is for the Finding Value Finance channel. Maybe we'll do some cool things. Maybe we'll end up going to Vegas at the near end or end of this commodity bull market, depending on timing and all that stuff. Maybe the fund can help fund a get together of some sort. Maybe it'll do go-kart racing. I don't know, something that could be fun. Or maybe we reserve something that we could have like a big presentation of some sort, whatever it is, or get together at a hotel, whatever it is, a banquet hotel, and we'll figure it out from there. But right now, I don't have any particular thing off the top of my head on what I want to do with it specifically, at least not yet. So what have I done with the donations portfolio? How am I populating this? So I did add to a couple positions. What did I add to? I added to CDEV, CDEV. It was a very light position. I only had like 23 bucks in it. It pulled back and I added some more. I did that on purpose. Why? Because I didn't know if CDEV was going to go to the moon right off the bat. So I added a little bit in, got some volatility. We pulled on back. I added a little bit more. CDEV looks pretty good. I'll pull up the chart here. I'll show you what I'm seeing in it. Coming on up for CDEV. And what happened is we're right at this resistance line, and usually they get stuck here for a little bit. And when they get stuck and we're right at the top of this, we're ready to break to the upside. They may do like a return move, and I think, in my opinion, that we're seeing this kind of return move, and it got shot lower, but the buyers came in and bought it and put it back up against that support line. So again, guys, I don't know the future, but I look at statistical probabilities. This thing already was above it. This is a return move, in my opinion. I think we're probably going to see it head higher. So I added a little bit more in today. And remember, this is money that I'm getting now that I have to determine where it goes. And why do I like CDEV? Because it's right on that resistance. It's right on that support resistance area where it hasn't run yet, and it's right up against it. This company also has a lot of debt originally, and it's going to blow through this debt and pay it all off very quickly with where oil is. If oil goes much higher than this, and I'm I'll contain myself. How about that? I think it has a lot of potential to go even higher. When I'm looking at this, I'm not looking at the account, this right here. I'm not looking at my account values and watching this go necessarily up and down. What I'm focusing on is the future. And there's some things that I've read where the oil market gets really tight Q4 2022, Q1 2023. The possibility that we could exceed, the demand could exceed the pumping capacity of the world in oil is a scary thing. And we're seeing energy prices go berserk all over the place. Natural gas, coal, oil is starting to partake in it. Uranium, I think, is next here very shortly. And if we exceed the pumping capacity of the world, I don't know what that's going to do to price. But I can tell you this, I want to be in these stocks. In the oil exploration and energy service companies and all that for this move. Now, if we also have to look at what's happening around the world. And if something bad were to happen, war, cutting off, Russia from using their oil, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is. We may have to be, working OT on pumping oil out of this. The energy service companies are going to get tapped on the shoulder, and I think they're going to be making a lot of money because they're going to be in short demand. Did I say that right? Lots of demand, but there's going to be short. They're going to be short workers and all that stuff. So the competition between all these energy services should go up, and the pricing should go up of it as well. So I bought CDEV. That was one I added to. The one underneath it, I added to that too. DNN, Denison Mines. Why did I add to Denison Mines? Let's jump in and look at the chart, guys. Denison Mines is looking excellent. Uranium looks like it's ready to do a rocket launch. So here's Denison Mines. And what I like about it, I'm going to take a big picture view. We're right at this resistance. So we're hitting our head. We're hitting our head. We're coming on back. And this is a paused area. Now, this paused area, I'm going to kind of zoom in here. This is a widening, kind of a barrel type formation or megaphone pattern. When these break to the upside, they like to break. So there's a couple of things here that I like about the pattern. One, it's got that megaphone pattern. It's bottomed on support down here. We're going to start rocketing higher at any point, and you can maybe move the line to touch these two guys. We just came right below it. And it's starting to break out of its long-term resistance line going across that I showed you here. That's the long-term resistance line that we're just barely breaking out of. This thing, when it goes, guys, this is going to be funny. We're right there ready to break. And uranium it hasn't had that big move like natural gas and coal. I'm pretty sure it's coming. And this thing just broke out of its long-term resistance line. Like, I look at it as GTG, good to go. And the way that it falls on the left-hand side here. So look on the left-hand side. The way that these things fall, you can kind of see how this got like kind of hung up and it kind of paused here. And then we just blew through it. There's a possibility where we could go quite dramatic and quick up to a $6 range, like $5-6, $5.80, $6 range there, in a heartbeat. Now we've got one little spot, a little bit of resistance through here, and that's about it. You get above this, it is game on, Donkey Kong. You can say whatever you want. It looks fantastic for a move higher. So what I did was I beefed up Denison Mines. And notice that I have no OTC stocks in here. For some reason, Charles Schwab, it's not allowing me to buy OTC, and if it does, it's got a $6.95 fee. But Denison Mines is one that's been at resistance. It's kind of been held down. Once you break that resistance, it's game on. It's like Usain Bolt to $5.80, $6 or whatever. Potentially. Doesn't mean it will. Potentially. And what I'm doing is I'm using symmetry. I look on the left-hand side to see where the volume and price interaction, so where the buyers and sellers are exchanging shares, there's not many exchanges happening between this white line and this white line. There's a couple in here. Yeah, it's got some higher volume. So we might have a little bit of resistance through there, but after that, it's pretty much game time. There's a bunch of resistance where this bottom white line is. So it's coming, guys. It is coming. Next, so I added to those two. I added to Northern Oil and Gas. Oh, wow, it went up from where I bought it. So I added here as well. Why Northern Oil and Gas? And a lot of this stuff I choose is based off of the patterns. And I'll kind of give a quick description on why I do that. Northern Oil and Gas, here it is. There should be a line going through there. There's the line. There we go. There's your line going across. We've got this kind of double booty bottom. And then we're starting to basically get a little bit of resistance through here. We broke out. We're doing a retest move. What do I do on the retest moves? I buy them. That's what I do. I buy them. So I bought a little more Northern Oil and Gas. What am I doing here? What is Northern Oil and Gas? They have properties that they basically lease to other companies to extract the oil out of, and they get a percentage of the oil. So they're getting all these properties, and this is kind of a different model. When the price goes way up, these guys make a lot of money. So I'm hoping that these guys can rip it to the upside here shortly based off of this chart pattern and based off of historical moves. When you look at history, and I know you've got maybe some questions about dilution, does dilution affect it? Usually dilution just moves this curve up and down, and sometimes it amplifies it to the downside a little bit. Usually it just moves it up and down. This thing looks like it's putting in a bottoming pattern. Oil's been rocketing higher. This is a laggard. Check, 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 positive, 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 the way that I'm viewing this. And then we're right at resistance, which is holding it down to get me more shares. And then eventually we're going to break out of here, I think. When you look on the left-hand side, we're looking at like fractal type movements. So if I looked at a fib retracement and I used 07 as the starting point, and I were to go all the way up, this retracement from the top here is a 100% complete retracement, maybe even just a hair more than what we had. Now, also this big move coming up, we can kind of project if this was a continuation move, and I don't necessarily know if it necessarily is, but we've got a pretty good bounce here. And if I were to go and off the top here, and let's say it is, like let's say this was a bull market, and we're gonna exceed that bull market on a fractal basis, Fibonacci basis. We go to 1.618. That puts us at $540 if it were to break and go all the way back up. I don't know if that's going to happen. That's not a projection. But if it is, there is a possibility that maybe something like that could happen. But to me, if we can kind of get in here, auto, we have some other movements that were quite large in here as well that had some good pop. So hopefully I'm hoping that we can get some good pop. I don't know if it's going to go all the way up that high, but I do think it's got some pretty good leverage to the move. So I bought that. And then I think that was it. I think it was just those three that I added into. Yeah, I think it was just those three. Looks like uranium did pretty well. Seed did pretty well today. Seed's a more speculative company. I'm looking at Fuel Cell to hopefully, get its butt in gear and get moving. Hopefully soon. We'll see. That's more of a speculative one as well. And then all the oil stuff, yeah, oil was down quite a bit. And would I add into some of these other ones? Yeah, I would. I just chose those ones because they were kind of underweight to begin with. So that's the donations portfolio explained there. The portfolio overall, remember, I've only been in this for 5 or 6 trading days, if I can remember. It's up 9% even. So I'm up 9%. We're at 1784 total. And then I have $155 in cash still remaining. I think there's another 50 coming. And I'm going to leave it there until I see another opportunity. There's a lot of uranium companies that are OTC that I'd be buying right now. If I could put them in the portfolio and I didn't get charged a fee to do it. In my other portfolios, I bought, this was back in the day, I bought Bannerman, a lot of it. And it wouldn't allow me to buy more than 10,000 shares. And it was at like 2 cents. So it was like $200 and something. So I was just hitting 99999 enter, 99999 enter. It was free to buy it. So that was back, Fidelity, that was a little while ago. And then they started charging some like foreign exchange fee or something like that. So I couldn't do that anymore. So I stopped doing that. But right now, like Bannerman looks really good, and a lot of those uranium companies look really good. I might buy another uranium company for this. This is looking really good for uranium. Strong closing. Hopefully that continues. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up because we'll end it there. If you want to donate to the portfolio, it's in the description link below for a PayPal account. If you want to, it's up to you. And if you guys like the content, definitely subscribe to the channel. Thanks for listening. This is Finding Value.